What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Unaussprechlichen Kulten, entitled Keziah Lilith Medea, Chapter 10. This is released on Iron Bonehead Productions. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Santiago, Chile, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be very traditional, occult, H.P. Lovecraft-inspired style of death metal. Yeah. There are lots of bands within the metal underground that use H.P. Lovecraft's work as inspiration when it comes to their music, their aesthetics, their lyrics, their visuals. And one band that embodies that sort of style very, very well is Unaussprechlichen Kulten from Chile. Chile is such a great hotbed for great metal, whether it be black metal or death metal, but this band has been very, very solid, long-standing, and consistent over the years, preferably with their full-length material with albums like Wake Up in the Night of Walpurgis, to the first album I ever listened to from them, People of the Monolith, to the last time we had heard something from them back in 2014 with Baphomet Pan Shubni Groth. Just a really, really awesome album, especially the artwork, the music. It was just an overall solid record. And now here we are with the fourth full length from this band entitled Keziah Lilith Medea, Chapter 10. It's 9 tracks, and it clocks in at around 38 minutes in length. And in comparison to the last album, this is definitely a more fuller, more robust sort of record when it comes to getting its point across and getting the story across. But one thing I also notice about this album is the fact that this definitely feels, I think this feels a lot different in comparison to previous albums when it comes to the overall sound of things. This definitely has a bit of a more contemporary, modernized sort of sound. It's as if this band is going for a more straightforward death metal sound in the grand scheme of things. But be that as it may, I still think this band pulls everything off very nicely when it comes to the sound and the delivery of things. Musically, this is pretty much straight up as death metal as it gets for a band like Unaussprechlichen Kulten. And you hear that among the opening track, Unholy Abjuration of Faith, to songs like Sacrificio Infanticida, Sabbatical Offering. Just some really wild and crazy riffs going on throughout this album. I love the guitar playing that's being done here. Very intricate, very heavy riffs, very well executed. I love the solo parts. I love the riff parts. There's just a lot of great things going on when it comes to the guitar playing of this record. The bass is very smooth, definitely very well heard and audible in the mix. Definitely a good contemporary to the main factor of this album, that being the guitar playing and the riffs. Very, very solid job done here when it comes to the guitar and bass playing. Drum-wise, drums are very good. Everything has a very smooth and solid pace throughout. This is, especially when it comes to the more lengthy songs, some of which I won't even attempt to pronounce because I'm sure I may butcher something. But, yeah, the drum work on here is very solid. I love the blasts, I love the fills. Just a very straightforward sort of death metal performance when it comes to the drumming. Like I said, especially to the lengthier tracks on this album, you definitely get a good case of stamina going on here. And interesting to point out that every song that happens to come on this album has a little bit of an intro or some sort of lead up going into it. That's where I feel I get this conceptual vibe and feeling going for this album, because every album this band has put out has some sort of a theme and an ebb and flow going for it. And with Keziah Lilith Medea, I feel like that's what they're going for with the introductions to each song. It's very interesting, but I love the way that it's pulled off. And when it comes to the vocals are very awesome too. This guy is very much getting his point across, done in a very creepy, guttural sort of manner. You can understand what he's saying, but yet the way he delivers it, there's a certain way this guy handles his vocals, and it really is fun, entertaining to listen to him do what he does best here. Going to songs like The Woman, the Devil, and God's Permit, to one of the more later tracks with The Mark of the Devil. Just some very good vocal work going on with those songs. Great storytelling, great great power being delivered with these vocals. So overall, this is another very awesome album from a very, very consistent band. I don't know if I can say this is their best work. I honestly would have a little bit more ties to People of the Monolith and Baphomet Panshub Neroth. But as far as this album goes, this is another really solid entry into their discography. If you're into anything this band has put out in the past, you're going to have a great time listening to Keziah Lilith Medea, Chapter 10. So, if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Unholy Abjuration of Faith, The Woman, the Devil, and God's Permit, Sacrificio Infanticida, Sabbatical Offering, The Mark of the Devil is a really awesome song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you a link in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Iron Bonehead Productions Bandcamp where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it digitally, and it is available as a 12-inch vinyl. I believe there are also CD versions of this available if you're interested in that. So again, the album is Keziah Lilith Medea, Chapter 10 by Unaussprechlichen Kulten. This is released on Iron Bonehead Productions. Go check this out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a pretty solid 8.5 out of 10. Another really awesome album from probably one of the best Lovecraft-themed death metal bands going in the metal world today. So if you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it and how you think it compares to this band's previous works. Or any of you guys into Unaussprechlichen Kulten, definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until next time, Hermie Ho out.